Hi everyone, today is the 26th of April 2018 in New Zealand, and I'm taking a pause from the Fathers to Be series because I'll be traveling for the next few days. So I want to talk to you about where I am after 45 years involved in the childbirth conversation. I'm feeling incredibly optimistic, and that's the first time in many years that I've felt that way. When I gave birth in 1970, there was a skills-based childbirth trend. Everyone took Lamaze classes in the United States or Bradley. And in New Zealand, where our trust is and I live, people took the Grantley Dick Reed childbirth classes that were skills-based. But, and there's a big but to that, those were focused only on those women who wanted to have a natural birth, pain-free labor with less medical care, which meant a generation of those classes targeting that small group of women that had those three goals failed too many people. So then the next generation of birth advocates in the early 70s said, skills don't work. Well, that was a mistake because skills did work. They just didn't work to achieve those three goals. Skills worked to help women cope and manage, handle, deal with, work through, stay on top of, and in control throughout the activity of birthing their baby. And that's important. And that's why we're now. Because when birth advocates in the 70s said skills don't work, let's give women choices. What they really meant was more women are going to choose to have less medical care because the goals were the same. Natural birth, pain-free labor, less medical care. Generation plus birth plans do not work to achieve that. So what are we stuck with? Are we stuck with, well, the truth? There's no way to know what your birth's going to be like, so it's just something that happens to us. Well, it is. It always unfolds in an unexpected way. It's no longer an event that we can really plan, although it's a good idea to make a birth plan because you have the right to tell your care providers what you want and what you don't want. But honestly, it's really always an activity. Unless you're unconscious, you are doing the activity of birthing your baby. As I said in the description, if you're driving to the hospital, that's your labor. If you're being prepped, that's your transition. During the surgery, that's your baby's birth. So you and your partner should and could and can use skills. Why? Because you are birthing your baby. You're doing an activity. You're engaged. You're participating. This is your baby's birth. It's so important. So anything from a non-laboring to cesarean to home alone and all the types of births. How do we heal birth? We all become skilled. And why should we become skilled? Because we're doing the activity of birthing our baby. And instead of hearing the stories that divide us, I had a home birth, you had a hospital birth, I had a natural birth, you had a cesarean, I had a midwife, you had a doctor, I trusted, you read everything. You know women do this to each other. We don't have to do it to each other anymore because there's one way to heal birth. One way, and that is for all of us to become skilled to birth our baby. Do we have to be perfect in the way we use skills? Of course not. What are you talking about? Gee whiz. We just have to choose to use some skills throughout the time it takes for us to do that activity. That's as simple as that. And what about dads or others? Well, we all blink, we all cough, we can all tighten up our rectum. So the reality is they can learn the same set of skills. Now that happens to be what Birthing Better is about because fathers and mothers develop the Birthing Better skills. However, if you don't learn Birthing Better skills, learn other skills. Now just remember that all the other skills systems focus once again on those three goals. So if you really want a natural birth and a pain-free labor with less medical care, you're going to be drawn to those skills-based methods like hypnobirthing, hypnobabies, Lamaze, Bradley, because you want to achieve your goals. However, it's really important that you have the skills to work through your baby's birth journey, whether your natural birth unfolds or not, or whether you have a highly medical birth, the one you want, or the one you need, or the one you're pressured to have. Does not matter. You're doing the activity of birthing your baby, and hopefully you have another person who's there with you. So together, just use skills and just be so empowered, so confident, so amazed at your ability to work through this birth journey and this activity. So see you again when I arrive. It's going to take me a few days, so don't hold your breath. Bye-bye.